Ladies and gentlemen, what if the people who feel most familiar, the ones who shake your soul or stir your silence, aren't random at all, but signs from the universe that you're exactly where you're meant to be? There are moments in life when reason falls silent and something deeper whispers to us, not from the loud world of logic and facts, but from the quiet corridors of the soul. You may meet a stranger whose voice feels like a memory, whose eyes seem to echo something ancient, familiar. You wonder, why does this person feel like home? That feeling, that spark, is no accident. It is a sign. The right person will not just fit into your life. They will echo your soul's calling. And when that happens, you'll know, not just in your mind, but in your bones, that they were sent not just to love you, but to awaken you. When two souls are meant to cross paths, the universe rarely announces it with clarity. Instead, it whispers through what appear to be coincidences, small, curious moments that seem random but stir something deep inside. These events, known as synchronicities, are meaningful coincidences that arise when the inner world aligns with the outer world. They do not follow the logic of cause and effect. Rather, they reflect the symbolic truth of your personal journey. Imagine walking through your day, thinking of a person you've just met, and then hearing their name in a passing conversation or seeing it written on a billboard. It might seem trivial, but there is a peculiar emotional charge to the moment, as if the universe is gently nudging your awareness, inviting you to pay attention. Synchronicities are not mere superstitions or random chance. They are moments where the unconscious mind communicates through external events. They serve as bridges between what is unknown within us and the experiences unfolding around us. When the universe wants you to be with someone, these meaningful coincidences intensify. You might start encountering the same song every time you think of them, or see a particular symbol, like a feather, number, or animal, whenever they're near. These signs are not magical in the childish sense, but magical in the way that they bypass reason and speak directly to your intuition. You feel a resonance that logic can't explain. This process is not about wishful thinking or interpreting every little moment as a divine message. It's about a deep sense of attunement. The universe operates in a pattern of energy and meaning, and when two people's energies are meant to intertwine, the patterns around them begin to mirror that connection. One of the most powerful aspects of these synchronicities is the emotional impact they leave. They often arrive during periods of inner change, when you're asking questions about love, purpose, or identity. The person connected to these signs seems to show up not when you're idle, but when you're seeking, consciously or not. Sometimes, a single chance meeting can feel like a moment suspended outside of time. The environment around you seems to fade, and your focus narrows to that encounter. You feel strangely seen, known, even if the words exchanged are ordinary. This sense of recognition is not coming from the intellect, but from a deeper layer of the psyche that understands symbols, emotions, and energies. It's the same part of you that feels the truth of a dream, even if it makes no sense when spoken aloud. The universe doesn't use a clock. It uses alignment. When two paths are ready to meet, the signs will become increasingly difficult to ignore. Not in a dramatic or theatrical way, but in small, significant moments that create a pattern. The same places, the same thoughts, the same timing. These clues start to appear more frequently. You begin to sense that this isn't just another interaction. It's part of a larger design, a meaningful link in the chain of your unfolding life. These synchronistic signs often carry a feeling of destiny, not in the fixed sense of fate, but in the fluid sense of potential, an invitation to follow a path that leads to deeper transformation. The person you are drawn to may be tied to your inner development, and the universe is merely helping you notice the direction, not by shouting, but by aligning the inner world of your emotions and thoughts with the outer world of your experiences. In this space, the signs appear, and if you are quiet enough to listen, they will show you the way. There is a silent architecture within the psyche, built not by logic but by myth, symbol, and instinct. Within this structure live the archetypes, universal patterns that shape how we love, relate, and search for meaning. When the universe wants you to be with someone, it often activates these inner images, drawing you toward a person who embodies the qualities of an archetype that resonates with your soul's journey. This pull is not random. It is deeply rooted in your psychological makeup. You are not just falling for a person. You are responding to a mirror, a reflection of an inner figure you have long carried unconsciously. This phenomenon is not about physical attraction alone, nor is it about surface compatibility. It is about recognition, an uncanny sense that you've known someone before, even if you've just met. It is the emotional echo that makes you pause, that sense of familiarity wrapped in mystery. When someone mirrors your inner archetype, they awaken deep feelings, both beautiful and unsettling. They may embody your ideal, your shadow, your teacher, or your missing part. This is why you may feel drawn to them in a way that defies explanation, as though something ancient inside you has come alive. For many, this recognition takes the form of the anima or animus, the inner feminine in a man, or the inner masculine in a woman. These archetypes influence what we seek in love. A person who embodies the traits of your inner image might appear charismatic, nurturing, wise, or mysterious, not because they are perfect, but because they activate a longing or a memory that feels sacred. You project parts of your inner world onto them, and this projection is not a mistake. It is part of how the psyche seeks wholeness. The universe uses this dynamic to pull you toward people who will help you uncover those hidden parts of yourself. At times, this attraction may seem irrational. You might find yourself drawn to someone who does not match your expectations, someone who challenges your plans, your comfort, even your sense of identity. Yet the connection feels inevitable. It is not based on shared interests or logical compatibility. It is based on symbolic resonance. The person may carry an energy or essence that matches something in your unconscious. You are not just meeting them. You are meeting a part of yourself through them. This can lead to intense relationships, filled with growth, confrontation, and revelation. These archetypal encounters are not always peaceful. They can stir chaos, ignite passion, and bring suppressed emotions to the surface. But this is not to be feared. It is often through these intense experiences that we evolve. The universe does not simply send someone to comfort you. It may send someone to provoke transformation. The individual who reflects your inner archetype might trigger your insecurities, mirror your strengths, and awaken your deeper questions. This is how the inner world uses outer relationships to evolve. In some cases, you may meet someone who feels like a guide or a muse, someone who seems to inspire your creativity or awaken your purpose. This, too, is a sign. When the energy between you and another person catalyzes your inner development, it is a signal that their presence is meaningful, not accidental. Their energy corresponds with the symbolic material within you, calling you to a higher expression of yourself. The universe does not choose this at random. It matches you with someone who reflects a truth you are ready to see, a part of yourself you are ready to reclaim. Through these connections, the inner and outer worlds come into alignment. The person becomes a vessel for the psyche's deeper longing for unity, meaning, and self-realization. You are not simply being brought together to share time or affection, but to reflect, reveal, and ultimately remember who you are beneath the surface. This is the deeper architecture of love, orchestrated not by chance, but by the mysterious intelligence that governs the soul's journey. The unconscious mind communicates not in words, but in images, symbols, and metaphors. It does not argue or explain. It reveals. When the universe intends for someone to play a significant role in your life, it often begins by speaking through the language of dreams and symbols. These signs may seem subtle, even puzzling, but they carry an emotional weight that makes them linger in your awareness. A recurring dream, a symbol that seems to follow you, or a name that keeps appearing in unexpected places. These are not simply random moments. They are messages rising from the depths of the unconscious, nudging you toward a recognition that reason alone cannot grasp. Dreams are often the first space where these signs appear. Long before someone physically enters your life, they may show up in your inner world. Their face, their voice, or even their presence might be felt in a way that seems familiar, though you've never met. This is not just imagination at play. It is the psyche preparing you for an encounter that carries meaning. The unconscious knows before the conscious does. It holds knowledge that your waking mind has not yet processed. And when someone is meant to touch your soul, your dreams may become a rehearsal space, a symbolic mirror reflecting the energy they bring. Symbols in waking life also begin to repeat. You may see a particular animal that holds a specific emotional charge for you. An owl, a butterfly, a wolf, appearing again and again during moments of inner questioning or emotional stirring. Perhaps a specific number shows up wherever you go, or a song keeps playing, seemingly following your footsteps. These repetitions may seem like coincidences on the surface, but they are often charged with psychic energy. They draw your attention inward. They awaken something inside, calling you to notice, to reflect, to feel. These recurring signs often coincide with emotional shifts. You begin to feel restless, open, vulnerable, or more alive than usual. You may not know why, but your inner world becomes more vivid. You sense that something is coming, something meaningful. The presence of a particular symbol or dream figure intensifies this feeling. The external world begins to reflect your internal state. The boundary between what happens within and what appears around you becomes thin, porous, and in that space, the signs emerge. These symbols are not chosen by the conscious self. They are selected by a deeper intelligence within the psyche. They are drawn from the collective reservoir of meaning shared by all human beings, the archetypal language of the soul. When you repeatedly encounter a particular image or motif in your dreams or daily life, it is a signal that something within you is trying to come into consciousness. If this pattern points to a specific person, it suggests that their presence holds transformative potential. They may carry a quality, a challenge, or a lesson that you are now ready to face. The emotional resonance of these signs is what distinguishes them from ordinary experience. You do not just notice them, you feel them. A dream lingers, haunting your thoughts for days. A symbol stirs a forgotten memory or triggers an unexpected emotion. These are not surface-level reactions. They are clues that the sign holds meaning specific to your path. They ask not for analysis, but for presence, for you to listen not with your mind, but with your entire being. Sometimes, the signs don't make sense until the person arrives. And when they do, everything clicks into place. The dreams were pointing to this. The symbols were leading you here. What once felt mysterious begins to reveal its shape. The unconscious, through its rich and symbolic language, was guiding you to the threshold of a relationship that your soul had already recognized, long before your mind could understand it. There is a journey unfolding within every human being, a movement toward authenticity, wholeness, and inner harmony. This journey is not about becoming someone else, but about returning to who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning, fear, and false identity. It is a path guided not by the ego's desires, but by the deeper force of the self, which longs for integration. When the universe wants you to be with someone, it will not simply send you comfort or validation. It will often send you someone who triggers your growth. This person will not just fit into your life. They will call you to evolve. This process, though it may feel romantic or emotional on the surface, is in truth part of a much larger movement within you, the pull toward individuation. To individuate is to become whole, to bring the unconscious into the light of awareness, and to reconcile the many parts of the psyche. Along this path, relationships become more than companionship. They become mirrors. The people you are drawn to are not accidental. They reflect what is emerging in you, what you are ready to face, integrate, or heal. When someone arrives in your life and stirs something deep, whether it be joy, longing, fear, or even resistance, that emotional intensity is a sign. It indicates that the connection is meaningful, that it holds the potential to shift your inner structure. This does not mean that every intense relationship is meant to last forever. Some are meant to awaken, others are meant to test, and a few are meant to stay. But in each case, the deeper purpose is not merely to be loved, it is to become more conscious. A person sent by the universe may challenge your old patterns. They may bring up wounds you thought were buried. They may love you in a way that is unfamiliar, requiring you to soften, to open, to trust. This is not a flaw in the connection. It is the design. Growth does not occur in comfort alone. It often emerges through contrast, friction, and reflection. You may feel that the relationship is unlike anything you've known before, not because it is perfect, but because it awakens something essential in you. You start to notice your own defenses, your emotional habits, the roles you've played to feel safe or accepted. These insights are not easy, but they are powerful. They are part of the unfolding. The person has become a catalyst, inviting you into deeper awareness. And this is where the spiritual dimension of the connection becomes clear. It is not just about the bond between two people. It is about the transformation within each. Sometimes the universe sends someone to hold a mirror to your potential. In their presence, you see the version of yourself you are becoming. You feel inspired to rise, to express your truth, to shed what no longer serves you. Other times, they show you what still needs healing. You see your fears, your attachments, your illusions. This, too, is a gift. The soul does not avoid discomfort. It moves through it. And the person who helps you do that, whether by loving you, challenging you, or walking away, has played a sacred role in your becoming. This is how love becomes more than emotion. It becomes initiation, a path to the self, illuminated by the presence of another. When the universe brings such a person into your life, the signs are not always soft. They can be disruptive, intense, even painful. But underneath that lies a truth that cannot be denied. You are being called to become whole. And that call, once heard, will not let you return to who you were. When the universe wants you to be with someone, it does not shout. It whispers through dreams, signs, and moments that stir your soul. It sends synchronicities that defy logic, reflections of inner archetypes that feel like déjà vu, symbols that follow you like echoes from another world, and people who awaken the parts of you still waiting to be known. These encounters are not always comfortable, nor are they always gentle, but they are purposeful. They come to align you with your truth, to guide you back to your wholeness, and to remind you that love is not just about union with another, it is about reunion with yourself. If you are willing to listen beyond the noise, to feel what words cannot explain, you will recognize the signs. And in that recognition, you will know that the universe never sends anyone by accident.